Let's crack a Croy one with the boys.
Yeah.
One, two, three.
I don't like that, Lord. I don't like it.
I don't know. I got it on my finger when I was opening it up, and it tasted worse on my finger than it did the thing. The aftertaste is bad, though.
I'm Alana.
And I'm Lauren.
And we're the Croy Boys. So this week, we're drinking what we should drink last week, which is Coffea Exotica. And it's really bad. It's not good.
Yeah.
So as we do per every week, we're going to do Croy My Heart and rank these seltzer waters. I personally think I might put it below Pure. Like, I might put it as the worst one. It's really bad. It's not good. Like, I don't know how I'm going to finish this one.
I honestly don't hate it while I'm drinking it, but the aftertaste is horrible. Like, that sticks with you. Well, I guess I do hate it, but I don't hate it as much as Pure.
You want to put it above Pure then? Do you like it more than coconut?
Probably not.
Okay, so above Pure?
I mean, how strongly do you feel that it's gonna be beneath Pure?
I would put it below Pure. Because I feel like I could eventually like Pure. I don't think I could eventually like this. Like Pure, the problem was it's lacking.
That's a good point.
And this shouldn't be. It's like an abomination. So that's why I want to put it below Pure. Because Pure, I feel like Pure is what it is, whereas this just didn't have existed. So. But it's up to you. You can either put it above Pure or below Pure.
I mean, we could put it below Pure. I don't know why it's up to me.
Well, no, because I want to compromise, you know.
Yeah.
If we just put it where I put it, because
I would want to put it equal to Pure.
I guess we could do that. All right, and what would you give it? What would you give the rating? I want to give it. So coconut, just for reference, is what I gave it a 1.4. You gave it a 1. Is it 1 to 5? I guess it's 0 to 5, right?
Yeah.
I would give it. I think there's a possibility that there could be a worse one, so I'm gonna give it a 0.5 for the smell, because I like the smell of coffee, but the taste is all around just wrong.
I kind of don't like the smell of it.
Well, yeah, I feel like... Do you like coffee? Like the smell of coffee?
I guess. I don't hate the smell of coffee.
No, okay.
I guess I would give it a 0.6. 0.6.
All right. I think this is the first time that you rank something higher than me, because we've done like the same amount of points, but not. I typically do it more than yours.
Alright, so on this show, we start off rating something and reviewing something that we don't like, which is LaCroix and other seltzer water-based drinks.
Yes.
And then, we talk about something that we actually do like, that we're interested in. So this week, we alternated, and it was my choice, and I chose The Society from Netflix. Original show. It's another teen show about teens who are actually 25. I just found it kind of like perusing Netflix, and pretty soon after I watched it, it kind of like blew up. People liked it, I guess. Or at least they liked talking about it, watching it.
They're getting the second season, so.
Yep, sometime in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So, our classic Wikipedia summary is: The Society follows the story of a group of teenagers who must learn to run their own community after the rest of the population of their town, West Ham, Connecticut, disappears. The mystery begins when the students of a local high school return early from a canceled field trip and find that everyone else is gone. A dense forest appears surrounding the town. The outside world apparently no longer exists and cannot be contacted by telephone or internet. The teenagers must come up with their own rules to survive with limited resources. Yep, short and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, it's kind of like if Lost was a teen drama.
Yeah, I see that.
I thought that, it was an interesting concept. The writer had kind of a clear idea of the questions that they wanted to propose about, I just took another sip. About, like, society, making a society. And I really appreciated the cast of characters that they had.
Okay.
I felt like we got to see who most of, like, the main people are, even if they weren't, like, integral. And it didn't feel like, at least for me, it didn't feel like they were overloading us with characters. And, we also got to see the relationships between them.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to see them change. And when all this other stuff was going on, like the main character's sister, Cassandra, when she died, like things changed. And like, they kept the pace going. It was still interesting. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like people just not figuring out what to do. And I thought it was within reason of what the characters actually did and responded. Mm-hmm. I think my favorite, like, kind of problem / arc was the trial. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, you didn't know where they were going to go. I also felt like it was very emotional for the characters, and it helped you get kind of invested into them and, like, what you would do in this problem. And it's all, like, tough situations, and that's definitely interesting. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, it had its problems.
Sure.
Kind of just, with being a teen drama.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Mostly it's teen drama problems. Yeah.
A lot of sex, a lot of weird cattiness, and, like, trying to be, like, I don't know, edgy, and I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
But, sometimes you just enjoy the cringe.
Sure,
so it was entertaining nonetheless.
Okay. I was gonna say, this show reminded me of, like, two different things. One was the bubble show. What's it called? Under the Dome. Oh, it reminded me of that show.
Have you watched that show?
I watched like a couple episodes of it.
Interesting.
It was a long time ago. It still reminded me of that show, kind of. Okay, and it also reminded me of Lord of the Flies.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think the like writer or whatever actually said that was inspired by Lord of the Flies.
Yeah. I read that book, like, post-college when I was bored, when I was at work. So, the book's okay. It's an okay book, but I think... Anyway, so, it's definitely... I think part of what comes with the Lord of the Flies thing is that it's basically a bunch of privileged white boys stuck on an island. That's, like, the premise. And so in this show, it's a bunch of, like, mostly, like, privileged white people stuck in a village. So it's kind of it has a similar concept and feel to it.
Yeah. And there's one black kid that they love to remind you of.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. It'll take too long for me to explain.
Will. Poor orphan boy.
Yeah. And he said stuff sometimes and I'm like, that I didn't understand. Like the Thanksgiving thing, that still sticks with me. He's like, it was just like, I was like, but you're an orphan. You don't know about Thanksgiving. Which is mostly a joke, but the one thing that I did find really funny, because like I would like most of the main characters are white, and like there was like a consistent point where they had like 3 like rap songs in a row, and I thought that was really funny because it just like didn't fit, because most of the time they have some like weird indie rip-off Hosier sounding stuff sometimes, especially when they were like in the church and things like that, which was fine in that fit, but like there were so many like rap songs in a row that I was like, all right, I guess, sure. Yeah. But anyway, I didn't even get to fully say how I felt about this show. I just talked about the surrounding things. I mean, it was okay. It had its entertaining moments. I would never have chosen to watch this show. I will say, well, I think like the last, well, I don't know if The Politician counts as a teen drama, but it was probably the last teen drama that I watched before this was Riverdale, and personally I found Riverdale to be more entertaining. I'm not saying the show is better. That's what you need to understand. I'm not saying that Riverdale is better. I'm just saying I found it to be more entertaining. And so to me, it was just like not a show that I would ever choose to watch. So it's hard for me to have an opinion on something that I would never have watched in the first place. But I thought some things were just kind of like weirdly out of place sometimes. And, yeah, I had a lot of little problems with it that didn't make sense. Like the whole thing with like the single people not being like being forced to sleep with other, like be in the same room as 4 other people. Like if they had to be 2 to a room, then that would have been fine. I would have gotten that. And then some people have their own house and some people don't. And it's just like the rules were really inconsistent at times. And that like really like it was weird because I think partially it's because also this whole thing is like, we gotta get rules together and all this, but then the rules were inconsistent, so they didn't really make any sense. And so that's why there were certain things I was like, I don't get this. And that like drew me out of it. And I think that's part of why I didn't like it like all that much, because I constantly was like, that doesn't make sense, even in this world that you set up. But, you know, it was entertaining. I wasn't that bored with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst show I've ever watched.
I will say, I think overall, they kind of had a diverse cast, but, like, definitely the main characters were literally all blonde, white girls.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that was bad.
I didn't notice that the first time, but, like, one of the first notes that I have was too many blonde white people. Because it's, you know, Cassandra first and then Allie. They're definitely, like, the people that you follow in the beginning. Yeah. And then Elle has her story. Mm-hmm. And then Kelly has her story. She's becoming a doctor. And, like, I don't know, most of the scenes they're interacting with someone and and we're mostly following their perspective. I understand that Cassandra and Allie are blonde, but then they could have made Elle different. They could have made Kelly different.
Yeah. And then I had the very real problem of not being able to tell the boys apart. I had a problem. I really couldn't tell them apart because they were all like basically the same height, and they were all like, they all had brown hair, and and they were all wearing the same thing basically the entire time.
I guess that's true.
And so I was like, I literally don't know who's who. Like they're like, I had more of a problem with the guys. I don't agree
with you that Campbell and Harry looked alike.
Well, it was the lighting too. The lighting was wonky, so sometimes it'd be in the dark.
I guess like if you're, because I already watched it, it wasn't a problem for me this time around. It wasn't that much of a problem for me. I do think that the 2 people on the guard, they look really alike, like hairstyle. And... yeah. But I actually like the actors for the most part.
Yeah, most of them, they acted the best that they could with what they got. Sometimes they got some really bad lines, so it wasn't their fault. So they did their best.
Yeah.
Yeah, the acting wasn't really anything that took me out of it. Like, the acting was fine.
So what's your theory on the dog?
Dog is God. I already said that. God. Dog.
The dog is probably like a God intermediate.
Yeah, I would say it's an angel. There you go. It's an angel.
Yeah, that's fair.
It probably goes between worlds because you see that in the last episode.
Well, I guess he can.
Because you see the dog talking to the lady at the end. And you're like, it's Allie's and Cassandra's mom.
The dog was like there when Cassandra was about to get shot. And then the dog was there for Elle. Like, right before Campbell started getting, like, physically, like, really abusive.
I thought he already was at that point. Because that was, by the time that she saw the dog, he had done that thing where he, like, almost drowned her.
But I don't know. I feel like, you know, it was before things got... Or maybe just as things were getting really bad.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
What do you think about the significance of that? You think they're just, like, looking out for everybody or certain people?
I don't know, because it's not like the dog did anything. It didn't help, and it wasn't like it helped anyone else. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this is an omen, and now we know that, like, this is a bad thing, and it just kind of showed up. So, I don't know.
So what's the purpose of it being there, then?
I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd say it's like I don't know. It's like a listening dog. It just listens, and then people get information from the dog. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Another possibility is that it's simpler than it seems. Like, the dog was just there symbolically. Like, the writer just wrote in when, like, really bad things happen, and, you know, dogs, you know, they seem pure. If it shows up during times where, like, the goodness is being questioned or something, you know something bad's gonna happen. And, like, they're just using that as kind of
like for the audience. So
yeah.
It's like dramatic irony.
I guess. And also, like, maybe there's some special quality just about animals in general, or about death, or the way, I don't know, people die, that they just wanted to demonstrate by using this random dog.
I guess. I wouldn't put it past them if in season 2 at some point the dog is some crazy thing that no one could have predicted and it made no sense. Yeah. And there's no way that anyone could have guessed it. Just because of, like, my experience with these types of things. Like, especially mystery shows. They always want to make things, like, crazy twists and stuff. So, That would be nice if it was that simple. But if it was just for the more so for the audience and the characters. But that's hopeful thinking to me.
Do you want to get in theories about where they are?
Sure, a little bit. Part of it again is that I just don't think there's enough information. Yeah. It's like
that bus driver definitely had something to do with it.
Yeah.
And I remember I was looking it up, and it was about, like, the Pied, or was it Pied Piper? And, like, the guy's name, like, they said they were in correspondence with a guy named Pfeiffer. Mm-hmm. Or Piper or something.
Yeah.
So I felt the Pied Piper is, like, he played, like, a, like, flute or something. Mm-hmm. And it would, like, lure children away.
Okay. So
I feel like it's supposed to be a reference to that. But again, I don't know what significance it is. Maybe it's just a reference.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not sure of the rest of the story of how it ends. They probably all die.
Okay.
So yeah, that's probably what happened to them. I don't know if anything's going to happen in the future. It's probably just literally a parallel world that they keep saying it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it could be anything. It could be like a Matrix scenario. It could be an alternate universe. They could have built a whole town or something in the middle of nowhere type of thing. Like, it literally could be anything. So it's hard for me to say, like, it literally, I wouldn't be able to tell you. And I honestly don't think it's kind of worth it at this point. Like, maybe
I think
to try to fully guess other than, like, kind of, like, overall possible explanations. But go ahead.
I think something that could be interesting, I guess, is, like, if this had happened in the past, because they said there was a smell before. Mm-hmm. And, you know, when they did cut back to, like, the town and Allie's may or may not be mom, you know, I feel like there's a chance that she would know that this happened before.
Oh, maybe it's like a It scenario. Another.
Every 27 years?
Yeah, I was going to say it's all Stephen King. It's actually part of the Stephen King extended universe.
The planets align. Yeah. Just like they were looking at the stars. You see Stephen King, you get Lord of the Flies, you get Pied Piper, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, just like the dog in Lost.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's probably just all references and whatever.
Yeah.
And that's probably not the focus that they wanted on the show anyway. Well, mostly the focus is on the people and how they interact.
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
No, not really.
Alright, so my best boy is pretty obvious. There's only one choice. It's Grizz.
Yeah, Grizz.
He's the bridge of all people.
He really is.
He is truly the glue in this series.
Yeah.
You know, he shows genuine concern. He actually does things to try to help people. Mm-hmm. To try to help the society.
Yep.
And, you know, he tries to think with his head.
Yeah, that's true. He does.
That's it.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so obviously my best boy was also Grizz, the E-boy himself. He surprisingly always has a good positive word to say to everyone when they need it. He's weirdly the most knowledgeable about stuff. He just has knowledge like a Jeopardy player or something like that. He's just like, I know what that is. It's like,
maybe he just has random written down quotes in his pocket just to give them out. Because, from what we've seen, it's pretty effective.
Yeah, it's true. When he leaves, everything falls apart, literally, which is pretty bad. And I feel bad for Grizz because, like, he didn't get the romance he deserved,
and he suffers quietly.
He does. He truly does. And everyone, I feel like everyone trusts Grizz. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if at some point he became the mayor. I think, I think it's just very obvious that it's Grizz. There's not much to say other than he's a great character. And, everybody loves him.
Mm-hmm. But do they love him enough in the way that he deserves to be loved?
Exactly. I worry about him.
Yeah.
Do you have any honorable mentions?
Yeah. I like Al.
Oh.
I think she's cool. In the beginning, she was, like, really trying to, like, make friends. And, you can relate to, like, her kind of being, like, quiet. I'm sure she had a busy ballerina life.
Yeah.
And, it was tough. She walked up to the cool girl's house, and they, like, turned her away.
Mm-hmm.
But, she got back up there. She contributed when people needed something to take their minds off of.
Mm-hmm.
She was working hard. She was showing pride in herself. It was working. You just felt happy for her. And even now, you can still admire her perseverance. And so I like her.
Yeah, I like Elle. She's fun. I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
But I feel like if anyone could help Allie out of this situation, it's going to be Elle. She's going to figure it out. And, she's got a good head on her shoulders. She'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like it. I like Elle compared to, like, most of the characters.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. Mine is short. I chose the dog because the dog always deserves to be on the best boy list in some way, shape, or fashion. The dog was unproblematic.
Do you remember the dog's name?
Nope.
Charlie.
Oh, well, that wasn't a real name. That was Elle's name. You should have been more specific.
Well, it was his only name.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is that the dog was just always happy. And, even though I'm afraid of what that dog is going to represent in this moment, it's a good dog. Mm. So, there you go.
Okay. My Croy boy, the one who left the worst taste in my mouth, is Campbell, whatever. He's supposed to be the bad guy. He still deserves to be on the list.
Yeah. So in a turn of events, I have two characters, same equal amount, for my Croy boy, the boy that left a bad taste in my mouth, like this coffee nonsense.
I can guess one of them.
Yeah, yes.
Will?
No,
really?
No Will. No. I'm neutral about Will. I don't have problems with him. He's
like Will.
Okay. Was he your honorable mention?
No.
Okay. Anyway,
he probably should have been.
So I did equal amount. I thought you were gonna guess someone else, but anyway, I'll just say it.
Helena.
Helena. Helena was one, and then also Allie. I was gonna put. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to put first. But I feel like I kept putting main characters as like the central main character as Croy boys. So I felt I need to mix it up. So I'm just gonna keep them both equal. So Helena, I didn't like Helena because she was like this weird, like morale compass, but really bad one in a way that didn't make sense. Because like I don't know. It was weird. I feel like it was just done poorly. Like, I understand where they were trying to come from of having, like, this character that's religious but also have, like, flaws, which I don't mind that as a concept. But the way that was done, it was just, like, not only is the person, they say they're religious, but the things that they talk about don't make like they clearly don't have she doesn't have the best grasp on Christianity in my perspective. I should have honestly wrote some notes down to like figure out exactly what she was talking about, but like she would talk about like God doing stuff, but then she'd be like, but we're all in control of our own things and stuff like that. But the way that she said it just didn't really line up with what I think that Christianity stands for, which is like, yes, it should be the opposite. Like, we have our own, like, things that we do, but also there's God, It was a weird mix of, like, self-help is not the word I'm looking for. Motivational.
I think it was an excuse for an internal monologue, as you just said.
I guess. But also, anyway, I just wasn't a big fan of the things that she had to say most of the time. Every now and then she would say something that was okay, and I don't hate so much of the things that she did all the time. She didn't do anything particularly bad, and she helped Elle, which I appreciated. But, I don't know. I feel like she is, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like she is a bit selfish. Yeah, a poser, but I feel like she's kind of selfish in her own way and isn't very self-aware that she's so selfish.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's what I had a problem with, is that she guises her selfishness with religion and being a moral compass, but at the end of the day, she's still a selfish person. And that's what I had a problem with. And then also I had Allie because we were only going to watch the first 7 episodes. If he had watched the first 7 episodes, I wouldn't have put Allie on there, honestly. But the thing that really kind of like got me with Allie, because even like when she had to shoot the guy or whatever, that was fine. She had to do what she had to do. I wouldn't have done it, and I don't think that made sense. And I feel like, was there a moment where she was like, she was like, I shouldn't have shot him or something? I don't know, something happened weird. It was like you had a moment where you didn't like you didn't have to, like, you could have done something else, and then I think you were upset about it.
One of the moments was that they missed, and that was kind of where they could have stopped.
Yeah, but I was talking about that part, but I mean like afterwards, like they're like Will and her were talking in like the kitchen or something.
Oh, that she regretted it?
Yeah, and I was like, you had a chance to stop it.
Yeah,
so
her
I don't know why
excuse was that they were pushing her to make a decision, and that, Will, who was sleeping in her room, was pushing for the decision to kill or execute him. And she's like, I wish you hadn't asked me to done that. We could have figured something else out. And then later on, during the revolt arc, she's like, we can't be together because I would lose myself, my decisions in you, and you would just tell me to kill someone again. She didn't say that, but I felt like that was kind of the implication, that same thing would repeat. Yeah. So I think that was kind of the regret that she had.
I don't know. That wasn't a good excuse. Anyway, but that wasn't the thing. That was kind of like, that's dumb, but like all the characters have dumb moments. But the thing that I really didn't appreciate was when she was talking to Lexi. Harry, not Lexi.
Oh yeah, that was funny though.
Yeah, when she tried to get him out of bed or whatever when he was super depressed, and I felt like that was really bad. The Lexi thing was bad too, when she didn't speak up about the guard people or anything. Yeah. That was pretty bad too.
That was painful.
Yeah, so those two things, I was just like, that's really bad leadership. Like, I understand, like, not knowing what to do, but, like, the fact that you were just, like...
dismissing people.
Yeah, dismissing people.
Like, I feel like... just have some bedside manner.
Yeah.
Make people feel respected and heard.
Yeah, so that was the reason why. I was not a big fan of Allie's leadership. It was pretty bad. Anyway, there you go.
So this is a BuzzFeed quiz that I found, and it's called, How do your opinions on the society compared to everyone else's? Protect Grizz at all costs. And it's by Maggie Adolf.
Okay. Wait, is the name of the quiz Protect Grizz at all costs?
No, the title is the opinions thing, and then the description, I guess, is probably Protect Grizz at all costs.
Okay.
Alright, so which Pressman sister should be in charge? Cassandra or Allie?
Cassandra.
Yep. 51% said Allie, Alana. And about 26,000 people voted Alana.
Well,
wow.
That's still really close.
It is. Who's the best member of the guard? Clark? Jason? Luke? Or Grizz?
It's Grizz. That was no.
He won by a whopping 71%.
I didn't even have that question there. Grizz is going to be in it.
Who has the best friendship? Allie and Cassandra, Gordy and Bean, Sam and Becca, or Grizz and everyone?
I would say, I would probably say Sam and Becca, because that makes more sense. Like, Grizz is friends with everyone, but I feel like, it's just kind of, it's pretty, well, what we see is surface level. I'm not saying it isn't, or that it is, but, yeah.
All right. What do you think the audience or whatever is going to say?
Probably say Grizz. It already was very biased towards Grizz.
Yeah. Oh, wow. 59% says Sam and Becca.
All right.
25% Grizz and everyone.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think Gordy and Bean are siblings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I thought they were too.
Maybe they're not.
Maybe they're cousins. Everyone else is cousins.
But I'm pretty sure they live together.
Okay, I don't know. Don't ask me.
I don't know. Who should Allie be with? Harry, Will, or she doesn't need anyone?
I would choose that one, but it'd be like she shouldn't be with anyone.
Yeah.
But yes, she doesn't need anyone.
I feel like people are gonna say Harry.
Harry?
Yeah.
All right, I guess. I don't like Harry. I mean, I feel bad that he was all depressed and stuff, but I don't like Harry.
Yeah, I don't agree. So yeah, 38% Harry. But 38%, she shouldn't be with anyone or whatever.
Okay.
But they did put Harry higher, so I think it still has more votes, but pretty equal percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So who's the best character?
Is Grizz in there?
Yeah.
Of course he is. All right, just read him anyway, but still.
It's such a long list.
Oh,
Allie,
okay.
Cassandra, Bean, Becca, Campbell, Al, Gordy, Grizz, Harry, Clark, Jason, Helena, Kelly, Luke, Sam, or Will.
I'm trying to think. Well, obviously Grizz is going to be number one, but I'm trying to think. Who do you think is going to be second?
Allie or...
Yeah, Allie was my first thought. Was Allie?
I think Allie, and then probably a tie. Well, do you think they're going to split the votes between Becca and Sam? I feel like they're close up behind.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Sam or something, but...
I actually like Kelly, but I don't know how much
I like Callie too. Or Kelly. I like Kelly too.
So yeah, I guess it's going to be Grizz and then Allie and then... I don't know. Whatever's left.
Yeah, whatever's left.
Yeah, so it's Grizz, 45% out of like 16 characters. Then it's Allie, 12. Sam, 9.
Yeah, that makes
then
sense,
Kelly.
Yeah. Okay.
Helena, Becca, Al, Harry, Campbell.
All right. Who's
right in the middle. Cassandra, Gordy, Will, Bean, Clark, Luke, Jason.
Who's Jason? What did Jason do?
He's a part of the guard. He's the one who's not Grizz and doesn't look like the other two.
Okay. I know who you're talking about. Okay.
And then
the one that kind of looks like almost not white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who it is. Okay.
And then, who's really the best character? And they're all Grizz. There's like 6 Grizzes.
Okay.
Which one a lot?
Well, let me see.
They're all the same
picture. I don't know. Who's that? What? Yeah, that one.
Oh, wow. You got second.
Oh, wow. I did it.
Wow. Alana chose like the 4th one.
Yeah.
But anyway, I finished my LaCroix.
Yeah, I left some on purpose. I didn't want to finish. I'm almost done.
Alright. So I'd recommend it. I think, you can watch the trailer. You can see what kind of show it is. You get what you get. And it has a lot of things that a lot of people are looking for with the teen drama. I I think it's pretty interesting. I don't know how much hope I have for the next season, but I thought the season was good for the most part. You know, I had a good time watching it. Obviously, a lot of people responded well to it. I'd recommend it. I'd watch it again. And I have watched it. You're almost 3 times now.
So, I think it's no surprise to anyone. I probably wouldn't recommend it. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I would be like, don't watch the show. But I wouldn't recommend it to myself, my past self. I wouldn't be like, hey, you should watch that show. Like, to me, I feel like, I said this before because I was kind of comparing it to Riverdale only because it's the last teen drama that I watched, but I like Riverdale a lot more. Not because it was a better show. That's also what I want to say. It's not that it's a bad show. It's just not a show for me. Like, there's a difference, you know?
Yeah. Because you hated Lost. No?
Yeah, well, yeah, I didn't like Lost. But, like, you know, it's just not a show for me. So, like, I wouldn't recommend it to myself. And I don't know who I would recommend it to either. Like, the people that I know, I would be like, yeah, you look like...
Would you recommend it to me?
I probably wouldn't have gotten that far enough to be able to recommend it to you. So, no. But I guess if I was forced to watch it, maybe I would. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of dramas, generally. Unless I can laugh at them.
I can laugh at anything.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there are definitely some moments that were funny. And I don't know if they're intentional or not. I generally don't like comedy or dramas. Unless they're like dramedies. So that's the reason why I wouldn't recommend it. It's too much drama for me. Okay. We're gonna pick our next LaCroix. And our next one is Peanut Frise. Is that one we have?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, I don't know what that is or what that means. Alright, so now we're going to choose our next story hat, and this week it's going to, well, I guess it is kind of this week, whatever. The next week's episode is going to be my pick. And I've changed a couple things. I put some things back on because I was like, maybe we need some more lighthearted stuff. Alright, it was the thing that I was thinking I'll take it off, and I did it. So next week we're going to watch High School Musical 3. I was going to take it off, but I was like, I think we should keep it, you know, maybe have a nice, lighthearted, children's-esque thing. So I was like, yeah, we'll keep it on there. So that'll be next week's. So look forward to that. I meant to put it on iTunes. I did it because some things happened and then I forgot. And also I have a play that I'm going to be in next week. So I'll do my best to submit it. It's probably not going to happen because I'm busy. But I'll give it... Laura could do it. You want to do it? You want to submit to iTunes?
I don't know.
Okay, well, we're on everything else. We have a YouTube channel, too. Just look at the Croy Boys podcast. You can find it. We have an email, thecroyboys@gmail.com.
Yes,
Croy Boys has a Z, of course. Give us any suggestions, maybe your opinions about the show or the things that we watch.
Yeah. Recommendations.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Maybe recommendations in terms of segments.
Yeah.
But not media. We're good. So, I'm Alana.
And I'm Lauren.
And we're the Croy Boys. Stay tuned for Croy's New Dawn.
5, 6, 7, 8. Who is this boy? This he boy? Football star. He's the glue, and he will save the whole town. With his pointless man bun, literary clothes. He was a clear favorite from the beginning. Friends with everyone, generally cares. Carla was I kind of the drama,
but I don't think that has to do with this show.
And ask some thoughtful questions. I guess we're all right. I kind of liked out, but mostly just Grizz. Hope you have a nice day. Thanks.